I will find my way to you, to you. Anytime, go ahead, it's true. Hey, child, I'll run and I'll run. One.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I hope you liked what I did. I'm here at the seaside. It's very beautiful. I hope you have had a great Christmas and a great New Year's, and I wish you all the best in 2023. I know I haven't been really active this past few weeks, but I think in 2023 I want to upload more. I want to make the next step and really want to help more and more people, because I don't know, it just feels like, this is something I have to do. So this project is going to be available for everybody to download for free, no fees, no hidden stuff, just free download, and you can take a look yourself. And let's first take a look at what I did, so when you open the project you will know what I did, right? So I think that makes sense. So let's start with the kick drum. So this is a second remake of Elderbrook that I'm making, and he always uses like a pretty beefy punchy kick, right? If you let's listen. So it has sub end, right? But it also has that punch, right? And if I compare this kick with the numb remake I did, which my kick was a bit too soft, I definitely see similarities between the two tracks in terms of kicks, right? He uses punchy kicks to punch through and to also have like a bit more, not like really melodic house, but I think you understand what I mean. Then here in the second part of the track, you can see I made markers. So also in terms of structure, the tracks are quite similar, very pop-esque. So we have intro, we have verse 1, we have verse 2, and then we go into chorus, right? And chorus also in the numb remake always gets more excitement, right? So you get more drums in, you get pads in, you get stuff like that. And then it kind of, you get like the bridge or the second theme, which is kind of the lead sound. And then you get into, again, the verse 1, verse 3, verse 4, and then drop again. So yeah, it's very pop kind of oriented structure. And it makes sense because he's such a great singer. He's so talented that obviously he could probably create pop music like this, right? But he chose to stay with us, with electronic musicians, which is really cool. I hope to see him one day, maybe in this year. It would be great. But yeah, anyways, this short kick is basically the same kick, but it's just shortened a lot. As you can see, we're cutting off the low end and we're cutting it off precisely at the middle point, so we don't get any clicks or pops, right? And this is how it sounds, right? Compared to this one. And we didn't do anything to it, we just shortened it, right? So we still have the same kick, still the same sound, everything. Okay, let's go to the toms, and the toms are pretty simple. The pattern looks like this, right? So pretty simple stuff. And we also have a sub layer which kind of corresponds with the toms here. If we listen to the sub, it's just a one note, also cutting off everything, right? So this is 111. It's not like this, right? But it's really cut off, right? We only get that, and here we have the toms playing at the same timing, right? So what I did is I sidechained it a lot behind the sub as well, so the sub and the tom work together, right? So let's listen to these three stuff, right? And then we also have a bassline, right? And bassline is something I made in Serum, and you will get this preset if you download the project. It's free. And the point is basically in this envelope 2, it's a bit shortened, right? Also, we have 2 oscillators. This one has 4 unison. This one, we also have the sub -2, and it sounds like this. Also some distortion, also saturation, and it basically follows the chord progression, right? The pattern looks like this. So all together, right? Pretty cool, right? Okay, so that was for the low end, right? Let's go into the melodics, right? Or the melody kind of stuff. And I did use wavetable here for the first pad, so if you downloaded it, there's no issues. And it's basically just a single note playing throughout the whole throughout the whole song, but it's really quiet. As you can see, it's -34, right? So it's really quiet. And besides that, we have another drone, which is kind of playing a bit of tension. As you can see, we have F sharp, then we have C sharp, and then we have an F, right? Which is basically like this, right? But we pitch it up, and we have this tension kind of drone going in the background. Also using auto filter to change it a bit, some auto pan to make it left and right, and also quite quiet, right? But not as quiet as the first pad, right? Right? So we get those drones going in, which kind of lead you into the vocals, right? So let's listen together. We have the vocals here coming in, also effects, just a basic transition. And for the drums, we are getting claps. And the clap is basically like a woodblockish kind of sound, right? So let's listen to that, how it all sounds. Right, so we get the vocals in, and let's look at the drums, right? So we have the reversed hat here, which is like the name suggests. It's hat reversed, and it's playing throughout. We have fast hats, which is a loop I made with different hats, right? Then we have hat sound again, which I think is actually you know, getting louder. And this is actually something we do a lot. As you can see, we're also cutting off frequency here. We're cutting off frequency here. Basically, in the transitions, you want to make things smoother, right? So when the vocals come or the lead comes or whatever, you want to make room for that, right? Because vocals take a lot of space. So just have that in mind where you're making vocal tracks, is you want to make the transitions nice and you want to leave space for instruments, right? Then we have another hat which is panned a bit to the left, and it also has a bit more kind of noisy vibe to it, right? And then, like I mentioned before, we have a clap woodblock, and we have a clap snack, which the name suggests again. It's a bit more smacky, and I also, you know, made it a bit more nicer, I think. So altogether, all the drums, also having some saturation, and like I've said before, using auto filter to cut it off. Right, together with the drums. Okay, so that's it. When we had the pads, right, here where the drop comes, at the beginning, if you remember, we had 2 drone pads, right, which are basically really stale, right, just playing one note or a drone. But now we get basically the chords, right, and the chords are Hans Zimmer time chords. If we would transpose all of these chords 1 semitone up to A minor, we would have the same chords as in the Hans Zimmer time song, right? So I want you to remember this chord progression because it's used a lot. Like I'm telling you, it's used a lot. After Hans Zimmer and after Inception, everybody started doing songs like this. But it doesn't really feel like Hans Zimmer, right? But the chords are really unique, and I just want you to remember it because it's actually kind of Dorian mode, especially like this chord at the end. But yeah, let's take a look at the chords. We have G sharp minor, right? Right, G sharp minor. Then we go down to E flat, also minor, right? Then we have F sharp major and down to C sharp major, right? And we repeat that progression, right? And we're also using a cutoff just to make it, you know, a bit in the background. It's not gonna be like full in the front, right? But it's helping us, you know, expand, especially when the chorus comes. So let's hear that.
I will find my way to you, to you, anytime.
Okay, so that's that. Then we also have a lead sound, which comes in, like I've said, in the bridge. And this is also something I made in Serum, and you can download it. Again, you will get this preset. And it's basically really simple. The main point thing here is that it's not a plug sound. It's basically a lead sound, so you want to have the envelope straight. You don't want it to have it like this, like down and stuff, but, you know. And the main thing also is to put it in mono and to use glide, right? Because if we don't have it in mono, it's not gonna glide, right? But after you put it to mono and you increase the portamento or the glide, also using some LFO just to detune this a bit during, right? And all together, let's hear how it sounds. And then we have, like I've said before, again, the verse, right? So if you think about it, we have verse 1, verse 2, then we had the chorus, which is like the main thing, and then we basically die down, right? We die down back to the verse. If you think about it, we're getting off the lead sound. We're basically cutting it off, right? The pad is gone. The drums are what is left, but the kick is getting shorter, and the drums, as you can see, are almost completely gone. Just the clap is basically also dying down, right? But we do get this plug sound in, which is something I also made in Serum, and you will also get this for free. And the main thing is you have to turn up the attack a bit and make it really short. And like the main thing is this compression, sidechaining it, because these are just straight 16th notes, right? So it doesn't really sound very rhythmical, right? Because it's really straight. But after you put the sidechain on, just listen to the difference. Right? It gets way more rhythmical, right? And yeah, all together.
Hey, child, I'll run and I'll run. One.
And yeah, I think that's it. I think we went through all the sounds. So yeah, like I said, this is available for everybody to download if you want it. Give me a like, give me a comment, whatever. I hope you had a great New Year celebration and all that, and I wish you the best in 2003. Thanks for watching me and supporting me. I really appreciate it.